Mantras of our Divine Mother, date 8th January. Our Divine Mother says, let this day of your life be for you an occasion to give yourself a little more, a little better to the Divine. Let your consecration be more total, your thoughts be more intense. Open yourself to the new light and walk with a joyful step on the path. With my blessings, says our Divine Mother. Words of our Divine Mother from the Collective Works of our Divine Mother, Volume 14, Topic Depression. Question: Sweet Mother, how to avoid attacks of depression? For this, our Divine Mother says, do not pay attention to the depression and act as if it was not there. For that, the child says, my heart feels arid, sad and gloomy, sweet mother. For that, our Divine Mother says, why don't you try to read something beautiful and interesting and turn your attention always from yourself? That is the best remedy. Do not indulge in such ridiculous ideas. Madness, hell, dark cell are all in your imagination. You had better replace them by the sense of my love and my blessings. Our Divine Mother says, my dear child, I hope your poem is only a poem and you are not truly suffering from depression. Indeed, depression is the worst of all illness and we must reject it with all as much as energy as we use to get rid of a disease. With my love and blessings always, says our Divine Mother. It is the devil of depression and despondency that we shall slay tonight, so that all those who have the sincere will to get rid of this disease will receive the necessary help to conquer. A depression is always unreasonable as it leads nowhere. It is the most subtle enemy of the yoga. I have only one thing to say. Depression is a bad advisor. My love is always with you. Have faith and you will be all right. It is the depression that gives you bad health. Blessings, says our Divine Mother. It is the ego that gets disturbed. It is the ego that gets depressed, so do not mind it. Go on quietly with your work and the depression will disappear. At these moments of depression or of revolt, no fresh decision must be taken under the impulse of the wrong moment, but practically one must go on with the usual routine, quiet and undisturbed. When you feel unhappy like that, it means that you have to progress a lot. You have a great progress to make. You can say that we always need to progress. It is true. But at times our nature gives us consent to the needed change and then everything goes smoothly, even happily. On the contrary, sometimes the part that has to progress refuses to move and clings to its old habits through inertia, ignorance, detachment, attachment or desire. Then, under the pressure of the perfecting force, the struggle starts translating itself into unhappiness or revolt or both together. A Divine Mother says, the only remedy is to keep quiet, look within oneself. Honesty is to find out what is wrong and set to work courageously to put it aright. The Divine Consciousness will be always there to help you if your endeavor is sincere. And the more sincere your endeavor, the more the Divine Consciousness will help and assist you. Periods of obscuration are frequent and common. Generally, it is enough to keep quiet without worrying, knowing that these are the spiritual nights which alternate with the full light of the days. But to be able to remain in peace, you must keep in your heart gratitude towards the divine for all the help he gives. If gratitude also is veiled, the obscure periods last much longer. There is, however, a swift and effective remedy. It is to keep always burning in your heart the flame of purification, the aspiration for progress, the intensity, the ardor of consecration. Our Divine Mother says this flame is kindled in the heart of all who are sincere. You must not let ingratitude cover it up with its ashes. You must remember one thing, says our Divine Mother. You must remember one thing. The dark periods are inevitable. When your psychic is active, you feel a delight without any apparent reason. It comes and continues for some times, and again the same mental or the vital reactions come in, and you go back to the darkness. This will continue. The brighter days will become longer, and the darker periods will come after longer intervals, and for the shorter duration till they finally disappear. Till then, you must know that the sun is there behind the clouds, and you need not have to worry. You must have the confidence of a child, a confidence that there is someone who takes care of you and you can entirely depend on him. Next topic, duty towards the divine. A Divine Mother says duty towards the divine is far more sacred than any social or family duty. It is all the more sacred because within the human collectivity it is almost wholly ignored or misunderstood. Our Divine Mother says one who has given himself to the divine has no longer any other duty than to make consecration more and more perfect. The world and those who live in it have always wanted to put human, social and family duty before duty to the divine, which they stigmatized as egoism. How indeed could they judge otherwise, they who have no experience of the reality of the divine? But for the divine, regard their opinion has no value, their will has no force. These are the moments of ignorance, nothing more. You should not attempt to convince. Above all, you should not let yourself be touched or shaken. You must shut yourself carefully within your ivory tower of consecration and await from the divine alone help, protection, guidance and approbation. To be condemned by the whole world is nothing to him who knows that he has the approval of the divine and his support. Besides, has not mankind proved its utter incompetence in the organization of its own existence? Governments succeed governments, regimes follow regimes, centuries pass after centuries, but human misery remains lamentably the same. Our Divine Mother says it will be always so as long as man remains what he is, blind and ignorant, close to all spiritual reality. A transformation and illumination of the human consciousness alone can bring about a real amelioration in the conditions of humanity. Thus, even from the standpoint of human life, it follows logically that the first duty of man is to seek and possess the divine consciousness. Question, sweet mother, we would be completely under thy influence to the exclusion of every other. For this our Divine Mother says, each force or power has an influence on other forces and powers, and this reaction is reciprocal. To escape this, constant and general confusion or influence, there is only one way: to concentrate exclusively on the divine consciousness and to open oneself only to the divine consciousness. There can be no integral surrender. Our Divine Mother says there can be no true integral surrender to the divine if any human relations and their habitats and attachments are maintained. All relations must be turned upward and directed to the divine alone and transformed into means for the union and the surrender. Vital relations are always dangerous. A complete and absolute consecration of the vital to the divine is the only solution. You preferred human friendship to the divine friendship, but human friendship is unsteady, and now you feel cut off from both. Not that the divine has withdrawn his friendship from you, never does he withdraw it, but you have got into a state of vital incapacity for enjoying it. For this, the child says, Sweet Mother, what should we do to remain always in contact with the divine so that no person or event can draw us away from this contact? For this, our Divine Mother says, aspiration and sincerity. Never have company with those who follow muddy tracks for its own companions who will smirch you. Cut the connection suddenly if possible to let the vibrations fall down. These are the words of our Divine Mother.
The world is preparing for a big change. Will you help?